Ait Ben is a world from the past, located south of Marrakech across the Atlas Mountains. You've seen it on TV in Game of Thrones and BBC Atlantis, but why should I visit Ait Ben in Morocco? Along the edge of the Atlas Mountains range, lost and completely out of the time, lies the city of Ait Ben. Deprived of occupants, the older part of the city now comprises of not more than 15 families. But, thanks to the town's dazzling and exclusive medieval looks, this place is visited by tourists and prominent figures of the film industry on account of its architectural and cultural values. The city is fortified and has many structural monuments and buildings of great value. So invaluable is the place and its earthen architectural designs, the city is on the prestigious list of UNESCO World Heritage. Apart from the filmmakers and directors who come to visit the town, art lovers and people interested in restoration projects usually find their way here. The reason to visit here is its exquisite architecture of mid-17th century. The positioning of the clay bricks at oblique angles for building the walls were the earliest examples of its kind. The town was known to be attacked by many invaders in hostile attempts of taking over the place. Apparently, these invading troops seemed to steal just the grains and wealth, only to leave the petty inhabitants starving to death. The granary and the fortified towers which overlook the town from the high raised walls were held by guards who kept the city safe from these invaders of the north. The smart layout of the city, which has the mosque placed at the center, surrounded by other buildings, is remarkable. What was once recognized as a thriving city of the north now stands as a ghost town. Getting to Ait Ben from Marrakech and Ouarzazate is not that hard. A private bus or a Ouarzazate day trip from Marrakech brings you to the city in a few hours. If you prefer public transport, then boarding a bus from Ouarzazate would be a good idea, as it would take not more than 30 minutes to get here. However, the buses that leave from Ouarzazate do not actually pass through Ait Ben directly. Instead, they drop you at the intersection along the Marrakech to Ouarzazate highway. Ait Ben lies at a distance of 7 kilometers down the road from this junction. Many locals would be glad to give you a ride for some extra money. The timings and availability of these rides are not certain, so to get here from Ouarzazate, it's much better to jump in a grand taxi. From Marrakech, there are day excursions that take care of the trip to and forth. A visit to Ait Ben is most usually included on a day trip to Ouarzazate itinerary. Joining excursions to Ait Ben is highly recommended, as you are given the benefits to make as many stops as you wish during the trip. The journey from Marrakech to the Old City is very thrilling, as it takes you through the narrow and crisscross passage that goes over the Atlas Mountains. Once you arrive at the Kasbah Ait Ben, it's possible to stay here overnight if you wish. This will give you the advantage of seeing the Kasbah and the area at various times during the day. In the summer months, you may appreciate visiting the area early morning or in the evening to avoid the heat of the day. For a flying visit, you could whiz around and enjoy the Kasbah in about 1 hour. If you wish to explore further and more deeply, perhaps allocate a few hours to visit and admire the whole complex. To visit Ait Ben Morocco and the Old City, it is actually accessible only by foot. The city itself is separated into the modern city and the old one by a shallow stream of water of the Marle River. All means of transport leaves you off at the modern city. You can cross the river using the new modern footbridge. Although there is no such system as an entry fee, Locals willing to offer their services as a guide may try to persuade you to pay a nominal, yet completely unnecessary fee to apparently enter the Kasbah. Also note that there are no such compulsions that tourists must have a guide along with them. After that, there is only the steep wall that separates you from the castle. The strategic positioning of the building that rests against the mountain comprising the foundation of the city is simply brilliant, considering the time and resource that they had in those days. The buildings of old Ait Ben were made of molded earth and clay bricks. After you enter the complex, it will surprise you that the interior is actually more spacious and wide, contrary to what it may seem from the outside. A series of stairs and streets will lead you to the viewpoint on the top of the fortress. Once used by the brave soldiers to safeguard the forts, the granary at the top of the hill is particularly a sight not to be missed. Enjoying the hustle-free environment and the privilege to climb on towers and enter any room sets a vibe of enthusiasm in your mind. This makes you wonder about how the lifestyle of the people back then would have been. Once you visit Ait Ben, it is time to cross the river and head back to the modern part of the town. Remember, when we say modern, it's still ancient, just a little less ancient than the ancient part. There are many fine restaurants and shops here, which are made of the same mud bricks portraying the long-lost earthen architecture of that period. The town is filled with very friendly and helpful people. Drinking the mint tea and enjoying the traditional dishes of this place really boosts up the energy. And not only that, this part of the city is filled with shops selling wooden artifacts and several other souvenirs. There are various other shops selling handmade carpets at considerably high prices. Though there is not much to be done during the nighttime, the town has some good resorts and hotels, providing a beautiful view of the fortified city resting on the hills. The tomb of the founder of the city, Ben Haddou, is situated at the base of the hill on the opposite side of the town. Finding yourself in a place that has preserved its ancestors' achievements and culture, and for its fame as a film industry location, is every reason to visit Ait Ben when in Morocco.